All right. We did it. We did it.
It's crazy.
This is where you believe in God.
Yes. True.
Because if you only knew the back and forth. Okay, can you make this date? Okay, we're like back and forth, and I figured out why, Michelle. We're both the exact same personality type.
Imagine that.
Blue, red, or red, blue. I can flip flop. But I'm excited for all of you that are here right now, and those of you that are watching the replay, because we have one of the most amazing leaders that we've had the opportunity to get to know over the last few weeks, but really have seen her and been watching her for, gosh, over 15 years now, huh?
Yeah, it's so crazy.
And she is someone who knows how to build a business. You got to hear this, because she's going to be dropping some nuggets right now. If you're doing anything, this is one of those times where you block it out, right? So try not to do 5 different things, because this is the one message that you're going to get right here from Michelle can totally change your life. Whether you're want to get to the next level, you're stuck, you're frustrated, or you just want to know how to thrive. She knows how to thrive, and you're going to see why. And let's just share a little bit about who Michelle is, and then I want to get into dropping the nuggets here as soon as we can.
Yes, if you don't know who Michelle is, just wait till you hear incredible accolades.
And I want to ask you a lot of questions about this, but you dropped out of law school at 23 years old to do network marketing. Yes, that's crazy.
Amazing.
Made over $102,000 your very first year.
Yeah.
Became a millionaire before 30 years old. Built 5 companies over a multiple 6-figure income. Correct?
Insane.
Yep.
She's also a single mom of 2 boys,
younger boys, which is crazy in itself. Running the energy of boys. And currently, and this is kind of the whopper, you've got like a dream team with dream leaders, and you have built a team currently that did sales of $35 million last year.
Just shy of 40. Just shy of 40
Just shy of 40 million. You've been featured pretty much, I don't even know if we can read it all.
Magazine.
Pretty much everywhere. The 4-Hour Career, articles in Business from Home, speaker at the Believe Conference, which is a huge one, speaker at International Women's Conference, the 100 most influential women in network marketing, which is a huge accomplishment. Trainer at John Maxwell, the greatest leadership trainer in the world, featuring the 4-year career with Richard Brooks, amazing leader. Founder of Women United for Change, creator of Mentoring by Michelle, and she's been featured with Bob Proctor, Les Brown, Gary Vaynerchuk. Did you get to meet Gary?
Yes.
John Maxwell, of course, Robert Kiyosaki, Eric Thompson, Jim Rohn, Robert Kiyosaki, Darren Hardy, and many, many, many more. And we are just honored. Again, that's why I think it's been so hard to get you.
So like I said, get rid of the distractions. You guys are not going to want to miss a single thing. Focus right now. This is going to be so good.
Yes. So Michelle, first off,
being here.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Like, I just have watched you guys from afar. And like I said, I feel like we've been best friends, even though we really didn't even know each other that well, except through social media and know of each other, obviously. But when you find people on social media that you just resonate with and you're like, oh my God, those are my humans.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the best. So that's how I feel about you guys. I feel like we're already besties and we haven't even had a chance to hang out yet.
Yeah, which we're going to. We're going to. We're really excited to get to know you a little bit more. A lot more.
I'm going to start sharing.
Okay, she's going to share this around the horn and do the social media thing so more people could see this.
Awesome. I love the tag team.
Question of the day is, let's start. How long have you actually been in building teams?
So I guess it's 23 and a half years. March will be 23 and a half years.
That's crazy. And what's really crazy is we started off in it was my second company when we were like, about the same age.
Yeah.
Really crazy.
I know. I started when I was 7. So if anyone wants to do the math.
She started when she was 7 years old. And what was the thing that I noticed, I'm just going to start right off with this, because this is something that I noticed in you that I don't see in even some of the top 6-figure earners that I've interviewed, friends, different people out there. You've got something that I want to know how you got it. And this is something that I see as dying in our industry.
Okay.
Incredible personal growth and communication skills. You've got discernment for high-level people skills. And I know that's like, well, Tom, how do you know everybody doesn't have it? You know when someone, I'm not saying they don't have it, but I can feel that you have really good people skills. Now, what did you do to get those people skills? Is that something that you believe, has that come natural to you, or is that something that you've really had to work on?
Yeah, that's a great question, Tom. I think if I look back over my life, I was the kid that always got in trouble for talking. Every single report card that I ever got said that I was a good student, but that I talk too much. So at least now I get paid to talk. But I think I've always, like, I love human beings. Like, I love people. So I think I've always had that going for me, where like just getting to know people. Like, I'm a people watcher. I love watching people in the airports. Like, I could sit and people watch all day. I love meeting random strangers. I love meeting humans. I love hearing people's stories. I always, like, I'm driving down the street and I'm like, I'm looking at the car next to me, and I'm that person that's like, I wonder what their life looks like. I wonder what they do for a living. I wonder if they're happy. I wonder if they're married. I wonder if they have kids. I wonder, like, I think curious is a good word. I've always been very curious about other human beings. And I think that love for wanting to know more about people has definitely been a huge benefit for me in this business. But I don't think that I always had, like, really, I don't know, like, when I started in the business when I was 23, I was off the charts red fire personality type. So way red, way blue.
And explain to everybody just kind of a snapshot of what that means, what red means, and for the people who don't know.
So reds are obviously, like, very driven, motivated, kind of your natural born leaders, more aggressive, assertive, stuff like that. Blues are very fun and outgoing, life of the party. Yellows are like peace, love, and happiness, kumbaya. They do things for the mission, not the commission. And then our greens are our analyticals. And I think I had was 3 green. So I really didn't have an analytical or like detail oriented bone in my body when I started in this business. And I was very caring, but I think so I had yellow in me. But I think my red and blue were so overpowering that, it was like my way or the highway when I started. It was like, we're going to the top. And I thought everybody wanted the same thing I wanted. So that took me some time and grooming, I would say, to kind of like soften that a little bit.
And how has that changed in your team building and building your business?
Oh my gosh. Well, I always refer to the Thompson Rule. Larry Thompson's made over $100 million in this profession, and Larry and Taylor are dear friends of mine. And Larry was actually the mentor of my first mentor when we were talking about the Bill Gould days back in This was my first company, and Larry was his mentor. And so he's kind of coined the Thompson term, which is 80-15-5. 80% of people have a level of desire. Get this, guys. Their level of desire is to make $0 to $500 a month. 80% of network marketers, their level of desire. Now, for my personality type or Tom's personality type, like our personality types, like, who would ever want to make $0 to $500 a month? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Although that was my goal, was to make 500 to 1,000 when I first came into this business, to kind of chisel away at this like $80,000 mound of debt that I had from college and law school. But 80%, their level of desire is to make $0 to $500 a month. A lot of them like to be part of the community, part of the feeling. They're part of something bigger than themselves. They have the family feel, and 15%, their level of desire is to make $2,000 to $3,000 a month. So, we just assume that everybody that gets into network marketing wants to make 6 or 7 figures and how to make $100,000 a month and, blah, blah, blah. But 80%, 0 to 500, 15%, their level of desire is 2,000 to 3,000. And then you've got the 5%ers that are like the psycho crazies like us that want to make 6, 7 figures a month, right? Because we know if we're making 7 figures a month, then we are changing millions of people's lives. Right? And so that's our kind of bigger picture. But if 5% has a level of desire to make like 20,000 a month or more, then, but you got the 80 and the 15, that like 95%.
So good.
Are happy making $0 to like $2,000-3,000 a month. Then I was blowing a lot of those people out in the beginning. I thought everybody had to have the same like goals and dreams and aspirations that I did. And when they didn't work as hard as I did, I would get frustrated. And now I love on those people. You love on them. That's why they're here. And so that 80-15-5, I had to learn that through the 23 years, instead of blowing people out.
That is so profound. Yeah. What you're good at is edifying. I noticed that
Yeah.
you're good at encouraging, and you're good at making people feel special. And if someone, because what I've noticed, that may have come to you, and I'm picking up a little bit naturally, and you kind of learned as you went. What if people, because some people aren't aware of that. They're not really, they don't just figure it out. What's another way that people can learn how to communicate, make people feel special with, and learn how to edify and promote? What are some ways that they can learn that?
So I had a mentor when I was 23. He was brutal. He was really hard on me. Probably made me cry more than he made me smile.
Was
But
it
I
the
look back
BG?
now. Well, yeah. And I look back now though, and I'm so grateful for that. But one of the things that I learned and that I pass on to my team is the book How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a staple in our profession. I'm sure
Yeah.
many of you have heard of this book. But one thing that he said is read the first 3 chapters 3 times and it will change your entire life.
The first 3 chapters 3 times.
Yep. The first three
Never heard
chapters.
that said that way.
Yep. The first 3 chapters 3 times. And that'll be like a total game changer. You definitely want to read the whole book
Yeah.
and study it. You know, that's just one of those that you read over and over. And, you know,
So good.
every couple of years, like I reread it and it's like a new book, you know. I think in our profession, you know, when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. So
Yeah.
you never know what you're ready for. And it's like new levels, new devils, right? So you're constantly like having to grow into another leadership role and it's all relative,
Yeah.
you know? And so that was huge for me. Another great book was John Maxwell's Everyone Communicates, Few Connect. That one was a game changer too.
You take notes, babe? John Maxwell?
Yeah.
Everyone, say that again. Everyone what?
Everyone communicates, few connect.
So good.
And
he's one of the best. He's one of the best connectors, I think, in the world. I think I'd put him as number one, and possibly in the world of how he connects.
Yeah. Oh, I agree with you completely. Like he's such a magical human being, and he's so down to earth. And when you're like with him, he's just like, you know, shooting the breeze with you, you know, and but just a good human. And he really just his whole mission is adding value to people's lives. And when you see how sincere and authentic that is, you know, sure, he's all about making money, but he's probably, you know, he's written over 100 books. So it's beyond that at this point, you know? And I think the older you get, the more, for me, I guess I could say in the second half of my life, that's like my mission, you know? The money has always come because I've always worked really hard. But now in this kind of second half of my life, like my mission is just to make a difference. My mission is to change hundreds of thousands, millions of lives, you know, in this second half of my life for sure.
That's awesome. Well, you said something really interesting because we have very similar personalities, which is a driver, get out of the way. I want to win, have fun, but you also want to have fun. And usually when those two combined, it's sometimes gas and brakes, going in a million directions. I want to do this. Oh, I can do this too. Oh, that would be fun. Oh no, I want to win at that. No, I want to win at that too.
Oh, totally.
Any relate?
Yes.
With that said, though, you said something that few people ever do with your personality type, or any personality type for that matter, by the way. And it's the word of consistency. I said, what is probably one of your number one strengths, Michelle? And I was pretty shocked, to be honest, when you said consistency.
Yeah.
Talk about that. What do you mean by consistency? How are you consistent and what do you do?
Oh my gosh. So you guys, like, even I look back and people are like, how did you make 102,000 your first year? And I'll be totally honest with you. If you would have asked me back then, I would have been like, oh, because I work my face off, number one. But I would have thought like I was awesome, you know, but let's look back and I'm like, okay, I did ride a little bit of a momentum wave. Okay. So timing does have a lot to do with it, you know? And I came into a company, my very first company, was just in full on momentum. Okay. It was like, you could like look at someone cross-eyed and they were in, you know? So I look back now and I kind of laugh because at 23, I was like, yeah, I'm amazing. But now I look back and I'm like, okay, maybe I was okay. But I think like, I love what Jim Rohn says. He says, make up in the beginning, you make up in numbers what you lack in skill. And oh my gosh, like guys, I'm like the epitome of that. Like I sucked at this business when I first started. Like anything and everything that I could possibly say wrong and do wrong, I did. And I failed so hard and so fast that I think that was like honestly the key to my success. Like I didn't let it phase me. I kept my eye on the prize. It was hard sometimes. It was hard a lot of times, but I really am like, everybody on my team calls me the queen of consistency. And I am absolutely willing to do the things, the little things on a daily basis that seem like, if you miss a couple days, big deal. No, it is a big freaking deal. Those little things done every day, compounded over time, turn into massive greatness, you guys. And so I was willing to do the things that other people weren't willing to do day in, day out, consistently. And here's the magic, whether I felt like it or not. Okay. And I will force myself to do things whether I feel like it or not. And that's where the magic lies. I truly believe that's the differentiating, like little teeny tweak between people who are like average and above average. Being average and above average, the difference, just a little bit. And that little bit is just these little tiny things, you know? And I love the book, The Slight Edge. I love the book, The Compound Effect. Those are probably my two. Yeah, those are probably my two favorites.
Darren Hardy?
Yeah, Darren Hardy's The Compound Effect. Slight Edge is Jeff Olson. Yeah, that's actually my favorite when it comes to consistency. I know that one just resonated with me more. Some people love The Compound Effect more, but those two pretty much are teaching you the same thing, you know? It's like if you want to lose weight and get in shape, I mean, look at you guys. You guys are the hottest couple I've ever seen in my life.
Thank you.
But like that doesn't happen. Like you don't just make it, you know, that doesn't happen overnight. You know, that's you guys looking the way you do and showing up in life the way you do is because you are so consistent, you know, and that's a key in anything in life, relationships, health and fitness goals, money goals, you know, relationships with your children. I mean, no matter what it is, with my friends, with my team, it's how are you showing up every day? You know, for me, it's like you show up and you play at a level 10 and you do it even if you don't feel like it, and you do it day in, day out, every day.
That's so good. And what do you say? Talk about consistency. You know, what do you feel like? A lot of people say, well, I don't want to bug people. Like when you lock on to someone that you like, that you meet them on Facebook or wherever, or gal, how often will you connect with them, follow up with them, touch points to them on Facebook, texting, calling, whatever? How often will you follow up with someone?
You know, I'm building my business primarily through Facebook. So I'm leveraging Facebook and Instagram, but mostly Facebook to build my business.
Okay.
And so I am constantly connecting with people on Facebook. And I really do, like, there are so many people like you guys that I just feel like I have a relationship with already. Yeah. And for me, it's touch points, it's exposures, it's touch points. I've never been that type of person that like crams it down someone's throat, but I will also, because I feel like if you build a relationship, they will eventually open the door for you to walk right through. Yeah. And if you're planting seeds consistently enough, you're planting seeds, you know, and they got to know what you do, right? And so most people know that I'm in the health and fitness industry. Most people know that I'm in network marketing. Most people know that I deal with weight loss and collagen. Like people kind of know, but I'm not Spamela Anderson. I'm not like, you know, like, I mean, don't get me wrong. There was a time where I was like the queen of spamming on Facebook and total freaking infomercial. That's like a whole nother training, but you know, like I love really connecting with people. So like before I even reach out to somebody, I'll look at their Facebook profile and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I saw that your daughter went to her high school prom. She looked gorgeous. You know, like I authentically, and I never say anything I don't mean. Like but I want them to know that I care. You know, I mean, you hear all the time, you know, people, you know, don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. That is freaking true, you know? And it's like, I think no matter what industry or what company you're in our space, in our profession, people want and need what you have. And so it's a lot of it's a timing thing. Like, is the timing right for them to start a business like this? Is the timing right for them to want to lose weight or get in shape or, you know, sign up in a travel gig or this or that or whatever it is that you do, you know? And so I think just keeping those relationships going and sincerely caring and sincerely coming from a place of how can I add value to your life versus how can I sell you, or looking at someone as like a dollar bill, you know?
Yeah. All right. So Michelle, right now, you've got your 2 babies. You're the
Yeah.
sole provider for those babies. By the way, congratulations.
Thank you.
I couldn't even imagine. My mom raised my brother and I by herself.
Oh my gosh.
So I love that you're doing that. But you're brand new. Let's say you're brand new. What would you do right now? Knowing what you know a little bit, but you had to start from scratch. You're financially, you need to provide for your babies. You don't have 35, almost $40 million of volume. You're brand new. You're from scratch in any company. What would you do right now, knowing what you know now of what you would do right now to be successful?
Oh my gosh.
Kind of
So
starting from scratch. Like for everybody out there right now who's been, maybe they're
brand new.
struggling, maybe they're frustrated, maybe they're broke, maybe they're trying to get over fear, but you're like, okay, it's go time. What do I do? What would you do right now?
So you guys hear everybody talk about it. Like Mel Robbins calls it the 5-second rule. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just do it, right? You
Boom.
hear Nike's, just do it. You hear Eric Worre talks about say yes, tell the world, figure it out. There's Bob Proctor talks about the terror barrier, like busting through that terror barrier. Darren Hardy talks about 20 seconds of fear and crushing that. And a lot of it is exactly that, you guys. And so I look back when I was 23, I was scared to death. I was young. I had no business being in business. I was $80,000 in debt. I had 3 things going for me though. First of all, I had the level of desire. Okay. My mom was a single mom. She had me when she was 18. Money was always an issue. Okay. I was so sick and tired of money dictating every one of my freaking choices.
Mm.
Okay. So I had a burning desire. You read about that in Think and Grow Rich, having a burning desire. I had that. I was coachable. I always think, call it naive, stupid, smart, whatever. I looked at what the 6 and 7 figure money earners were doing, and
Mm-hmm.
I did it. And I looked at,
So good.
I literally studied them, you guys. If I was watching Tom and his beautiful wife do this business, I would be stalking their life. Like, how do they walk? How do they talk? How do they dress? That is what I did. I looked at the 6 and 7 figure money earners, and I was like, I always said, find people who have the results you want in life, do what they do, and you'll get what they've got. So
So good.
I started to become them in my little 23-year-old brain. Okay. And I always say, act as if you wanted to make 10,000 a month, if you were making 10 grand a month right now, how would you walk? How would you talk? How would you act? How would you dress? Would your shoulders be back? Would you make eye contact? Would you have a firm handshake? What kind of energy would you bring to every conversation if you were making 10,000 a month, passive residual income? Well, you got to do that now. Okay. So that
Yep.
whole act as if. And then, so I had the desire, I was coachable, and I was willing to work. Okay. I had a mentor that said, book 10 people a day, you'll make 10 grand a month.
Mm.
You actually know who she is, Sherry Sharman. So Sherry, she wasn't even in my upline, but she said, book 10 people a day, make 10 grand a month. And back then we would literally book people to come into an office to see a business presentation.
Wow.
I mean, guys, we did 7 to 9 meetings a week. Okay. I look at what we did. No one in their right mind would do today what we did back then.
Yeah.
But I literally, guys, I would put at the top of my legal pad 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Mm.
And I would not let myself, this was one thing that I had control over. We don't have control over whether they say no, yes or no. We don't have control over whether they really come in and crush it. We can lead by example for sure.
Mm.
We can give them the right system, the right tools to make sure that they, have success. But the only thing we really have control over is the amount of people that we introduce to our opportunity or our products or services per day.
So good.
So I was like, okay, I have 100% control over this. So I literally would not let myself go to bed until I talked to 10 people a day, booked 10 people a day to come in to physically see a presentation. Now we have our ATM system, add tag message, you add them to a group, you tag them on a video. You're already presenting in such an easy way. We have social media, guys. We didn't even have email back then. We didn't even have computers back then. We didn't have cell phones back then. So that was my big thing is, book 10 people a day, make 10 grand a month. So that's what I did, Tom.
Okay.
I was psychotic about that. Like I have found legal pads in my basement that have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 at the top. And it's like every time I would book one person to take a look at my opportunity, I'd be like 9 more, 8 more, 7 more, 6 more, 5, then like celebrate, but you got to hold yourself accountable. Nobody else is going to do it,
That's awesome. Okay. So let's talk about that right now. It's 2019, right?
Yeah.
As we're at right now. you're just getting started, go through one path of here's where you find your people, here's where you send them, and then how do you enroll them? Like, can you give me like the quick, I know this takes a little bit longer process, but can you get like beeline here's where the best, like if you had one place to find good people,
Yeah.
Facebook, but what would you do? Take that through that ATM type process really fast.
Yeah.
So I see that working really well right now.
Yeah, guys, I mean, in today's day and age, I mean, like, there's no excuses. Okay. I mean, you're not having to physically go do 7 to 9 meetings a week. If you want to, awesome. I love building offline and online. So I'm not like anti offline or anything like that, because that's how I made millions of dollars, is building offline. So does it still work? Absolutely. Being a single mom with a 7 and 10-year-old with 2 boys that I want to actually be with and hang out with, like, I prefer our ATM system, which, guys, all it is those same offline skills. It's prospecting, it's inviting, it's presenting, and it's following up.
Yeah.
Okay. Those never change. And those are the foundational skills that you want to get really good at, right? Prospecting, inviting, presenting, and following up, and then coaching and launching people's businesses. Well, it's so much easier these days. So ATM, our team created this ATM system. It's how we did just shy of 40 million last year in sales, all online. Okay, so we have product groups and business groups. So we are the A in ATM, it's add, tag, message, but the A, guys, is inviting. So you're inviting someone to take a look at your products or your opportunity. Okay. The T is you're tagging them on a video, you're tagging them on a presentation. So now you're inviting and presenting. All right. Yep. How many people are you inviting a day, and how many people are actually seeing a video or a presentation per day? Good. And then the M is that edification process and getting your prospect in a 3-way chat. It's kind of like a modern day 3-way call. And so we have 3-way chats. I mean, I literally have 3-way chats blowing up like crazy all the time. But here's the beauty. It's a modern day 3-way call. You don't have to organize 3 people's schedules. I can jump in the chat. Like, we can listen to it when we have time. You can respond when you have time. I'll like be with my kids, and then I'll take like an hour time chunk. I'm a big one for block and schedule. I'm a big one for putting chunks of time aside to just crank. Okay. So I'll jump into these chats, and, I'll have my people in my team putting me in 3-way chats with their prospects, and I'll jump in and I build a relationship with them, and I find out about their lives. I look at their profile. I'm connecting with them. I'm finding more about their story, and I find a need and I fill it. I edify the person that brought them into the chat. So it's all still the same methods that we've done for a gazillion freaking years. We're just taking those offline skills and putting them online.
That's so awesome.
Yeah,
and it's so funny. I remember being on with someone on your team who's just killing it, multiple 7-figure earner. Yeah. Talk about complaining that people are having a hard time with that method now. It's like the bar was 8 presentations a week, and then just get people to 1 presentation a week, and then just send people a video. It's like, hey, just watch this video. Yeah. And now it's like, put everybody into a group, let everybody love on each other, let everybody educate each other, let everybody work with each other. And even now people are complaining. What do you say to people when they say, well, it's just not working for me? Why doesn't it work for people? Any method.
Any method is typically because they're not doing the thing. I love Emerson's quote, do the thing and you shall have the power. And like, I look back to when I was 23, when I was physically talking to people all day, every day on the phone, and covering their objections and forming them and getting to know them and building rapport with them and doing all those things in order to get them to come in and see a presentation. Like, if I'm talking to 10 people a day and you're talking to 10 a month, I'm going to get better at it than you are, way faster. Yeah. And I'm going to have way better results than you out of sheer numbers, out of, like Jim Rohn says, make up in numbers what you lack in skill. And that's what I did, I sucked, you guys. I mean, there's still times where I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I just said that or did that, So like, we're constantly learning and growing. But like, I love what John Maxwell talks about, the rule of 5. And he talks about no matter what it is in life, there's a rule of 5. And if you can do just a handful of things every day, day in, day out, what is your rule of 5? And it's like, he talks about like chopping down a tree. If you went out and you took an axe and you hit that tree 5 times and you hit it in the same place every day, day in, day out, eventually the tree's going to fall. Yeah. But people in our industry are like this. you know. They're like psycho with the axe, you know. They're just, or they chop once and then they disappear for 2 or 3 weeks and you're like, where did they go?
All
You
right.
know.
I
So
got to ask this question because I get that. I'm a full-time coach every day, all day. I hear it every day. I've got to ask you at your level, at being a top leader. Do you get a lot of people saying, well, that didn't work for me, so I'm going to go blog, or that didn't work, so now I'm going to go do SEO. You know what? I'm going to do Facebook ads. No, you know what? Homes, that doesn't work, so I'm going to do this. They're like,
yeah, exhausting, right? And the crazy thing is that I think as humans, we take the path of least resistance. And so as network marketers, especially over the 23 years, and I've been there, I've done the same thing, guys. It's like, okay, I'm not getting the results I want. I'm going to go buy another course. I'm going to go to another seminar. Not saying that any of that is bad, but have you actually even applied what you learned from the last book you read? Have you actually applied what you learned from the last course you bought?
Big time.
Or did you even go through the freaking course? Because most people buy stuff and they don't even go through it. And so I'm saying, do the thing and you shall have the power. Do it day in, day out. I love, there's a video on YouTube called Just Do It. Like, it's like A.L. Williams or something from back in the day.
That's my original company.
Oh, no way. That's so crazy. I forgot about that. Well, I love that video because it's like, just do it and do it and do it. So you have to see the video. But
Michelle, the economy's bad.
Yes. And that's another thing, like, get rid of your victim card. You know what I mean? Like everyone's got that victim card in their wallet and they pull it out all the time. And it's like, you got to get rid of the victim card. And, I mean, I know that none of us here have ever been victims, right?
Never.
Never, ever. And, but it's recognizing when you're being a victim. When are you blaming your upline, your downline, your sideline, your parents, your family, your church, your school? Like, stop the madness. The economy. Like, guys, like I call it APR, absolute personal responsibility. When you decide to take absolute personal responsibility of everything in your life, the good, the bad, the ugly, boom, life changes.
Absolute personal, say that again, absolute
personal responsibility.
You are dropping some bombs.
Hey, good.
I asked you the question, I'm like, how'd you get such personal growth? And you're like, kind of experience in this and that, but I'm kind of picking up the real answer. You are a study of many, many, many leaders. I
am. Like,
you are.
Here's what, like, I always tell my team, like, all network marketing is a personal growth company with a pay plan attached to it. The more you grow personally, the more money you're going to make. Bottom line. But you don't want to just do the personal development. Like, I have people on my team that are professional personal developmenters that they're not taking action. They're doing the personal development. They're like, I'm doing all the things. And I'm like, how many people did you talk to today?
Yeah.
Oh, well, like, you got to do the thing. You got to do the personal development and then go take action. Do it again, learn more, go take action.
I think that's huge. I think it's almost impossible to learn without doing, because
oh my God,
unless they're doing it, they don't feel the pain. And they're like, okay, what do I do now? Okay. It didn't work. Teach me, Michelle.
Yeah. There's something when you do the thing, and you become a better leader because it's in your language and it's in your vibe if you're doing it. Like I see trainers in our profession that aren't in the trenches, and I hear it in their language. They're not in the trenches. They're not doing what I do day in and day out because I can hear it if they are.
They've gotten really good at reading it, learning it, teaching it, but not doing it anymore. Yep. That was me for a period. I know exactly what you feel.
But we know too. We know when we're not in it, and our personality types, like, I think we thrive on being in it because it feels good. Like, when I'm at the top of the leaderboard in my company with a team of 40 million, but like for my own personal recruiting efforts or selling efforts, like it feels good because I'm like, I'm leading by example. Like, I'm setting the pace. I'm rocking this. I'm showing my team that I'm not just sitting on top of this dynasty going, good job, guys, way to go. I'm in it, man,
All right. So let's talk about growth. Okay. Let's talk about, can people grow? Can you build the team that you have without events? And I don't know the answer what you're going to say, to be honest, because I know you guys are all on. Most of your team is very, very online savvy.
Yeah.
Why even do events then?
Because you know what? There's nothing like live events. I mean, like, I would not be who I am today, you guys, without live events. Like, I am such a product of live events. I mean, within 2 days of signing up in this business, I was in an RV with 16 kooks driving across the country to go to a freaking event. That's another thing no one would do these days. Like the stuff we did back then to see success. And I went to events, 3-day events that cost $300, and I went at least once a month back then. You know, now it's like pulling teeth to get someone to go to an event that's $200 once or twice a year, you know. But that's the difference between like the real leaders in our space and in our profession. And, you know, I mean, you can't even, I would say it's like trying to explain the color blue to a blind person who's never seen blue.
That is huge.
Yeah.
Blind spot. Trying to.
You can't explain it until.
So good.
Yeah. You can't. And I still I'm going to an event next week. I'll be in Utah speaking at an event next Tuesday to Sunday, but I'll be in the front row taking just as many notes as anyone else in that entire room, because I'm like a sponge. I still want to learn. I still want to grow. I'm never going to be too big where I can't learn something. I learn stuff from people in my team every day, you know? And so I love learning. I love growing, but you know what? We do 2 huge events a year, and then we're doing some meetups around the country in local areas. But those are what solidify those relationships. And there's nothing like a live event.
One of my words for the year that God gave me was the word discipline, because I realize how undisciplined I've gotten.
Yeah,
and
I love that.
And I want to you keep saying people don't do that anymore. People don't do that anymore. But I want to challenge you, like friend to friend. I almost wish we could just shut the camera off and talk about this right now. That's how I want to talk right now. Like, I seriously want to talk about this. What would you do, Michelle, if you can only build a team of people that were stretching back from 20 years ago, the level of discipline, because all of us should get back to that, whether we're doing, it's not about 10 meetings a week. We don't have to do 10 meetings a week anymore if we don't want to.
We don't have
to. How do we get back to that discipline? That's the big question of the day, friend to friend, leader to leader. How do we get, if you had to really build a team of more disciplined leaders, how would you lead that?
You know, I mean, honestly, it comes down to those live events. And for me, like I became obsessed at a very young age with finding out why people think the way they think. And, you know, what is the difference between that 3% that retires financially independent and the 97% that retires broke? And obviously they think differently. That's what Think and Grow Rich is all about. And so I am like psychotic when it comes to like how our subconscious mind works, how our paradigms work. And I think that's really what it comes down to is I would much rather have quality over quantity. And I'd rather take those people that have that burning desire, who have a desire, who are coachable and who are willing to work. Because I know if someone's got those 3 qualities, they have desire, they're coachable, they're willing to work, we can lock arms and rock this thing together. But they got to know what they want first. And most people don't even know what they freaking want. Most people have never even set goals. I'm a psychotic goal setter. You know, so that is the biggest thing is most people don't even know what they want. So it's like, how are they going to get it if they don't know what they want? So
good. You know, the challenge with this interview, Michelle, is I'm getting so caught up in learning and listening. I'm not doing the right social things. By the way, we're going to do it right now though. Drop some hearts, drop some love. If this is blessing your life, let Michelle know right now. Seriously. I know there's going to be thousands of you watching the replay of this. Let her know. Okay. She's doing this. She can charge money. She doesn't have a benefit for each other.
No.
We're looking really close to getting her to speak at our next live event.
Yes. Okay? I'm working on it.
So how would you guys like to learn from her firsthand? Show her the love. Okay. She's trying to adjust some things in her schedule. Yeah. And by the way, we put the link up there. Take a snapshot of that. We have a live event coming up. We have an early bird. It's like $300 off right now. That's ending very soon. The event is like this close. This might be the first event we sell out. So that's why I'm almost to the point. It's like, we're like, might have to shut off the promotion here very, very quickly of it. But so Michelle, in wrapping up, and by the way, this was off the chart. One thing that I'm picking up with you is her and I, she has amazing energy. Your energy is awesome.
Oh, thanks. Yours too. I love you guys.
What would you say to someone? Because, you know, it's kind of part of our nature. It is kind of how we were designed, but not everybody's like that kind of energy. What would you say to people who maybe don't have our energy, and how do they win without, you know, having that natural energy? What would you recommend to someone that maybe is a little bit more shy or introverted?
No, I mean, like, I look at you and Kim, and you guys bring such awesome energy to your space. And I think that's why I'm like so drawn to you two. You guys are just as beautiful on the inside as you are on the outside. And that resonates and that emanates all over the place, which is magical. I think, like there's a lot of people in my team that aren't as like psycho crazy energy. And I've always been like this.
Yeah.
But I think that if you don't, energy is everything. Okay. Everything is energy, and energy is everything. So even if you aren't going to have this crazy energy, you got to take it up you got to bump it up a couple notches. Okay?
Yes.
Like you have to, like don't be average, don't be mediocre. Like choose to be better, choose to live larger. You know what I mean? So you might not be like Tom and Kim and I with our crazy energy, but be you, be authentically you. And I know that is so overused these days. But seriously, like if you are just you, like I screw up, I'm a dork, stuff comes out of my mouth that I'm like trying to shove back in. Like, I mean, like, but I'm a spaz. I know that, but I've tried to be other people and it's never worked. And so I always say this, leadership is like a buffet in our industry. Take what you want and leave what you don't. Find leaders who have things that resonate with you that you're like, I want to emanate that. Like I want to be like that, but be like that in your own special way, but I always say energy is caught, not taught. So you still have to raise your vibration in order to start to attract amazing people and amazing things into your life. So you got to raise that vibration, and it's a choice.
So good.
And you're not always going to feel like it.
I'm going to challenge you on something.
Okay.
You need to write some kind of little book. Raise your vibration. I mean, ATM. You've got the best acronyms. I mean, it is in you. You're like, you did not prepare for this sayings. It's like in you, and it comes out. That's why you're doing $40 million of sales.
Yeah, I love it. I'm obsessed. Like I'm so obsessed with this industry, and this business is like my oxygen. And and sharing the things that I've learned over the 23 years. Like I don't make this stuff up, guys, but I am like Tom, like you said, we're such students of the greatest out there. And you take those things and you make them yours, and it envelops you as a human. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, the book is coming. That's one of my goals this year.
For real? You're writing a book?
Yes, I am getting that book done this year, and you guys can hold me accountable, okay?
So you want to share to the public and the world, now that I'm putting you on the spot, what your your big, hairy, audacious goal is? Do you have one that you share right now?
Okay. Well, my goal was to create over 100 millionaires by the year 2020.
Wow.
And that was my goal, for the last probably 12 or 13 years. And now all of a sudden 2020 is next year. And we've got a decent amount of people who made over $1 million. So I might have to adjust that one a little bit. But my goal is for our team to do, over 100 million this year. My goal is to make, between 2 and 3 million in personal income. But
personal, not just income, because there's a lot of coaches and trainers and people that run companies.
Oh yeah.
Personal cash flow and a residual based, not that much overhead income.
No, yeah. Like personal income. And I want to do that obviously through network marketing, through speaking, and just through serving, serving the masses. It's our duty to do so, you guys. If you have the ability, which we all do inside of us, it's our duty to do that, and I just want to leave this place better. And to me, it's about legacy. That's one of my word for this year is intention. And so everything with intention. And I just want to be so intentional with every little thing that I do this year. And yeah, so my book is going to get finished this year. That's one of my big goals. Our team, is crushing it. So that's exciting. But really just to, like I said, expand my reach, I guess, is what my big, hairy, audacious goal is for this year.
Boom. Well, we're excited for you. You blessed us. I took a ton of notes. It's hard interviewing you when you want to take a bunch of notes and you got to ask the next question.
So many notes.
Jim's over there like, I hear like, so good.
So good, Michelle. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Powerful.
you guys, thank you. Thank you for having me. You guys are just amazing. I love your energy. I love everything about you guys. I can't wait for us to hang out.
Yeah.
Me too. Us
It's
too.
gonna be very, very exciting. Well, thank you so much for blessing and being here, and keep crushing it. We're
Thank you.
it's kind of crazy. We were friends on Facebook for how long, right?
Forever.
I didn't
At
even
least 10 years,
but
right?
not really kind of crossing paths that much.
Yeah.
But now that we kind of connected with each other, we didn't know if I was going to get in your business, you were going to get in mine, or we didn't know like what we were looking to prospect each other to.
Yeah.
But what we both recruited each other to is I'm always commenting on yours, and I see you kind of like,
Yeah.
we got to connect with people, whether they join your business or not. You
Yes.
got to find
Yeah.
leaders like you.
Some of my best friends are top money earners in a gazillion other companies. And I mean, that's how we started Women United for Change, because there were all these like top female money earners, and we were all the top of our respective companies. And we're like, we're never going to get to work together. So we might as well do something philanthropic together. And so we created Women United for Change for that reason, because we love hanging out together. And for me, it's about friends first, and there's enough abundance to go around. And it's like, if we're meant to be in the same business, we will. If we're meant to do something else fabulous and amazing, we will. I just think it always works out the way it's supposed to.
That's good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna say again, thank you so much, and
Thank you.
have an amazing. I know you're going to a party.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to an 80s party. I gotta go get my Madonna gear on.
That is so funny.
I can't wait to see the pics.
I'll send you pictures.
We know how busy you are. So thank you for squeezing us in. You've blessed us. You've blessed so many people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you for even thinking of me, and thank you for having me today. And if anyone ever needs anything, let me know. And I'm going to do everything humanly possible to come speak at that event, because what an honor, what a privilege, and just how much. I mean, like I would say, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. So I just want to come hang out with y'all because you guys are so dang fun.
Yeah, and it's San Diego. And hey, by the way, if think of one person right now, if you're watching this, think of one person that you wish was seeing this. What you do is you tag them right now, and you just learn how to promote.
Yes.
Getting people to show up at anything, presentations, is promoting. Tag them. They must listen to, and tag their name in there, and they'll be able to see that.
Absolutely. Please do. We just want to expand this reach and help as many people as we can.
Cool. Have a blessed weekend.
Thank
God
you
bless
guys.
everybody.
Mwah.
Love you guys. Bye.
Love you. Bye-bye.